Hello, my name is Gabby, and I am interning at Robert E. Willett Elementary School for the kindergarten teacher, Miss Noel. The event that I have created is called I Am. So the main goal of my project is to build connections between the family and community. So we will be going to Sycamore Park, and the teacher, Miss Noel, will send a family newsletters emailed to families that includes information about the event, such as the date, the time, the location, and activities that will be at the event. It also encourages the parents to invite others not part of the school to just enrich the event. A food truck will be posted nearby to provide food for everyone, including community members, even if they are not part of the event. And part of the event has time set for families to share about their cultures. So I was very inspired by my interview and in my internship. So for my interview, I interviewed Miss Noel, and she mentioned three things that I thought were really important and I wanted to include in my event. So one of them was that Willet, before the first day of school, had a get to know your teacher event where teachers and parents and students were able to talk to one another and get to know one another, and parents were able to ask the teachers any questions or concerns they had. And she said that because a lot of the parents, it was their first time their students or children were going into school, they were very anxious about what to expect in kindergarten, but that she noticed that the parents felt really relieved after the event. And another thing that she mentioned was that Willett also had a snow cone truck on campus for all students. It was a free event. But one thing she mentioned was she wished it was free also to the community members, or even just available to community members as well. Another thing she mentioned was that she wished that more events involved the students. She recognized that there were a lot of events that involved parents, but she wished more events had students involved in them. So in my internship, I noticed that there was a lot of cultural diversity in the classrooms, and Willett has like over 21 different languages spoken, and inside the classroom that I'm interning in, there are over 8 languages spoken, which I thought was super cool, and it just goes to show how diverse the classroom is, and Miss Noel does a very good job at trying to bring everyone's culture into the classroom. And last week, my last day of my internship, I noticed that we had a gratitude event, and it was a time for parents to come and see the work that their students had done during the month of November, the month of giving thanks. And it was a really great event. It was very successful, and I wanted to incorporate all of these different things that I noticed in my interview and my internship into my event. So the timeline of this event, so the first step is to contact a food truck and recruit them and secure a date. And this would be roughly a month before the actual day of the event. The second step is to brainstorm and create a newsletter to send to parents. And that would be before the actual start of the first day. The third step is to send the newsletters to the parents. So that would be about 2 weeks before the day of the event. And then the fourth step is to actually have the day of the event, which I have as 2 weeks after the start of the first day. So projected event outcomes, some successes that I see or anticipate is that students will build cultural understanding about their peers. They will also build relationships with their peers, and parents can build relationships with other parents and the teachers, and everyone will start to build trust with one another. In session 2 of our course, the history of education, in slide 12, it mentions the social goals of education, which is to have students build social skills and learn to tolerate and accept other different cultures and other moral values, which I think is super important for everyone to develop, especially in a school that is very, very diverse. Some challenges that I anticipate is weather outcomes. You can't really predict the weather. There's also the possibility that very few people or too many people can attend, which could either affect the food truck availability. And another really big challenge is funding for the food truck, because it's just the teachers for the kindergarten class that will be hosting the event. It's not a public or school-wide event. It's just for that particular classroom. And I think that the teachers in that classroom would have to pay for that. That is the end of my presentation. My resources are the interview with Ms. Noel, my internship in observations, and session 2, history of education, slide 12 of lecture. Overall, I think this project is a great opportunity for students and teachers and parents to get to want to know to get to know one another and to build strong connections. Thank you.